up, everybody? Man, this is the Week 8 predictions without the Buffalo game, of course. Obviously, that was played later on today. I mean, yesterday. That was played on Thursday night. What's going on? I hope all is well, man. I think everything should be fine with y'all because it's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? As we get into what is it? I think it's Week 8. We're over here. We're looking at some great matchups. A couple of teams coming off of a bye right away. First and foremost, let's do the little small business stuff. I will be doing a mock probably later on today when I probably get some free time. Either that or probably in a couple more hours I might do one. With that being said, dude, check this out. Right now, first and foremost, I am a Texans fan, obviously, and I haven't felt this good since the 2019 season when we had Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, healthy Will Fuller, Kenny Stills, running back. We had Lamar. Well, Lamar Miller was banged up, but still, man, we had a squad. And, Laremy Tunsil was young, best left tackle in the game. And I'm saying all that to say this, right? Like, I am so ecstatic that the Texans are 500. We won more games than we need to. We actually look decent. We drafted C.J. Stroud, which I was against. I wanted Anthony Richardson. Looking at it now, I'm actually proud that we didn't take AR. And I'm glad that Panthers actually snagged Bryce Young, because on the other side of this for Carolina, ooh, child, they've done so much. It's crazy. They've done so much, like with the Adam Thielen, the Miles Sanders. They went out and got pieces for him to help him, and it's like it all just backfired on them. You know what I mean? It just turned to be really ugly for the Panthers for them not to have won a game at all. And it's crazy because they were winning against the Dolphins, they were winning against the Vikings, and this team just folded. And it's not like the Panthers have a bad defense. Those guys are all great and young. Heck, to be honest with you, there's a couple of players on the Panthers defense that I wouldn't mind the Texans trading for. I don't want to get too hung up on this game, just because, for the simple fact, I am a fan of the Texans and I am going to be watching this one more than everybody else's game. But real quick, this is my prediction for Week 8 on this game. I got the Texans winning. I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers do pull it off, but I got the Texans winning just because Bryce Young and them are going to be more motivated because he went number 1 and, Stroud went 2. And he's going to be like, I'm going to show you why I'm the reason number 1, da 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 da. But the reality is that the Texans are a better team. Tank Dell's coming back from concussion protocol. We get John Mechie involved, Weapon X, Xavier Hutchinson involved. It's gonna. I think it's just gonna be pretty much not a blowout, but maybe a 2-score game. I can see that. Next up, we got Los Angeles Rams versus the Dallas Cowboys in a 1 o'clock afternoon game. That is okay. Eastern time, by the way. That's strange for Dallas. Usually they play primetime football. They don't believe in being a regular team. With that being said, yeah, this is in a dome, which is cool, so you don't have to worry about weather. Uh, Dallas coming off of a good win, and the Rams in that Steelers game where they pulled it out, that was pretty sticky there. Puka Nakua, Cooper Cup. Well, they got Henderson back at running back now, which is great. This is gonna be. I think this could be a potential playoff game. I do think that the Rams can get into playoffs if they straighten up and they beat Seattle the next time they play them. But right now, I think Dallas has the edge, man. Just they have the edge. They have that dog in them ever since they lost to San Fran. They should win this game, especially because it's at home too. On top of that, so that gives them a kudos on to that edge as well. I just don't see the Rams so much that the Rams have. I think that it's time for them to go ahead and get off of Stafford. I mean, he won him a ring, and that defense ain't what it used to be. So just I could see Dak literally going straight to CeeDee Lamb probably 4 or 5, 25 times a game this game and X, Y, and Z with that. But Tony Pollard probably gets some good touches. That's gonna be one of those things, yeah. But I think Dallas should win this game. Next up, we got the Vikings at Green Bay. I had the Vikings actually winning the NFC North, surprisingly enough. Definitely looked bad. Looked like I had my foot in my mouth on that play all the way, 100%. But as these past few games have gone on, them beating the 49ers last week, especially when I was talking about, when I said we're going to talk about this, them beating the 49ers last week, I think I think that the Vikings got their second win back, and Kirk Cousins is like, if we're going to draft the quarterback, make sure he's my backup because my job is good. I don't need a Justin Jefferson. I got a Jordan Addison. I got a KJ Osborne, which kind of shows that Kurt has it always in him. But they should handle business against Green Bay. And on the other side, Jordan Love and them, they sleepwalk through games. They're playing so conservative. They're not throwing it deep. They're not taking chances. Their receiving core is off and on. They got Reed, they got Watson, Dobbs, and it's just you question why Matt LaFleur is not opening up the playbook and letting Jordan Love just be. And this is one of those things where if he's not the guy, you might want to go and get you a QB in this class and just dump the roster right before Halloween. Got trade deadline coming up. I'm just saying that's what I do. I'd make some moves if I'm Green Bay, and if you don't feel confident with Jordan Love, you haven't opened the playbook up yet. As for the Vikings, they should take care of business. If I had to call this one, I'd say 27-17, 10-point victory, something crazy like that. Next up, Saints and Colts. This game right here might be more closer than you think. Gardner Minshew looked great against the Cleveland defense, which makes me wonder how good was the 49ers against Cleveland, how much of a loss that was, and if the Browns could get a stable quarterback, they might actually be a problem in the AFC. But this is about the Colts and Saints. We'll get to the Browns later. This is one of those games where I think the Colts win this game. Gardner Minshew comes out, does a good job, especially finding Josh Downs, Pittman, these number one receivers coming up. Well, Pittman's the number one, obviously. But Alec Pearson, Josh Downs stepping up like they did last week. Yeah, this is good. I don't think the Saints have a defense like the Cleveland Browns do. That being said, the New Orleans Saints, they have such a turnover machine. And Derek Carr is just ugly watching them play. It's just, and I used to love Derek Carr. He used to be my fantasy guy, man, fantasy football guy. And I thought they would be good with Michael Thomas coming back and, Olave, just Kamara coming in, beasting. But they just haven't really found a groove yet. Now, I could be wrong. Now, this game could go the opposite direction and they actually get on a path and they start winning because, they blew out the Patriots a couple weeks back. And we talk like the Patriots some team that like they're some Mount Rushmore team now. They're really not, but I'm just saying, it's good morale for the football team. I just think that looking at this, the Saints, they clearly come in undermatched against the Colts. I just see the Colts winning this game. I just can't see the Saints beating them. If I had to call that, I think the Saints put up points. I'll say that. So something like between a good 34, 24, or 14, 28, something like that. New England versus Miami. Miami should tear New England apart. They should rip them apart, especially at Miami. Yeah, they should handle business. They should handle business. It shouldn't be that bad. I'm not really gonna spend too much time on this because, yes, I know that the Patriots did beat the Bills, but the Bills don't run the ball. They don't run the ball, and the Miami Dolphins run everything. So Tyreek Hill over the top, Raheem Mostert on the bottom. No homo with that. Pause. Whatever you guys want to talk about. But don't eat me up in the comments on that one. But yeah, dude, the Dolphins should murder the Patriots in this game. It shouldn't even be close. I'm going to scroll down to the next one. Jets at the Giants. This is actually a confusing one. This is the one I think that's going to be the game of the week, believe it or not. And I actually have the Giants beating the Jets. I don't know about that one, actually. I don't feel that confident about that. I think the Jets actually beat the Giants. It's funny how they're at New Jersey and both teams. that's just funny. Playing the same stadium. I was looking at that. I was like, yeah, I don't really think it's going to be much of that. It's going to be a fun game to watch. There ain't going to be no home game or nothing like that for either team. But that being said, Yeah, I just think the Jets come out and they win, they rally, especially with them coming off that bye, going in, boom, coming in 500, with the Aaron Rodgers loss. Same thing with the Giants now. Tyrod Taylor, smooth as cream cheese on a bagel, comes out there and does his thing, man, last week against the Washington Commanders. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. Is like these two teams right here, the upset for, the Eagles loss for the Jets, and then turn around and have the Giants go out there without Daniel Jones, which I think they should definitely get rid of Daniel Jones 100%. He is just not. He's not the guy. Daniel Jones is not the guy. This is one of those games where it's going to be tough. I got New York because if Saquon plays, but then Bryce Hall can play too. Jeez, it's up in the air. Yeah, give me the Giants. Give me the Giants. Just because the experienced quarterback and different variety of how he's going to handle it. Because Darren Waller's going to get his targets, and if freaking Saquon can stay healthy, they should execute very well. Jacksonville at Pittsburgh. Give me Jacksonville over Pittsburgh. Simple fact of the matter is there's too many offensive weapons for Pittsburgh. I understand T.J. Watt's probably going to be Defensive Player of the Year. Him and Myles Garrett, they're going neck and neck at it. But I am being real with you. I think that Trevor Lawrence and the boys are going to come down there and they're going to dominate. Just be straight up, be real with you. They're going to win now because they're going to probably play them in the playoffs later. That's probably how it goes. Atlanta at Tennessee. I need Atlanta to beat Tennessee. I need that to happen because I hate the Titans. But realistically speaking, the Titans, if they get their quarterback fiasco together, whether it be Will Levis, Malik Willis, Tannehill, whatever it is, just give the ball to Derrick Henry. He makes everything work in your offense. As opposed to Atlanta, what Desmond Ridder are you going to get? Are you going to get the one that's going to be conservative? Are you going to be the one that's going to be like lights out? I don't know. But I would put my money, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go with Atlanta. I'm going to roll with them because Atlanta has this thing where they run the ball with Ellinger, Robinson, and Patterson. They have a three-headed monster backfield. Yes, sir. Give it to Atlanta on this one. Eagles at Washington. Washington should... Well, they played them pretty tough a couple weeks back. They actually played them better than I thought. That's the thing that shocked me real bad about the Eagles. In every game the Eagles have been in, they've been flirting with losing, and they finally got a relationship last week with one. The other week with the Jets when they beat them. So this is one of those things where I'm kind of worried that they might do the same thing again. But then again, also, you know how it is in the division. You get tape on them the first time, the second game, it could be a possible blowout. So I don't know about this one. But I'm going to probably pick Philly to go in there because they're going to regroup and probably take that anger that they had against the Jets and go out there and beat the Commanders. But yeah, I'll take Philly on this one. Jalen Hurts hits them with like 2 or 3 touchdowns, some freakish statistical number. We got Cleveland and Seattle. Cleveland should, well, I don't know. It depends on what quarterback's coming out. Sean Watson wants to play or not. But give me Seattle in this one just because of the stability. Kenneth Walker III, great running back. It's crazy how he was at Wake Forest, then jumped to Michigan State. And yeah, his whole career, that move to Michigan State is what saved him in the NFL. Straight up. Get a little Zach Charbonnet as well. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, if he feels like coming out to the party, they should do their thing. Seattle should beat the Cleveland Browns. Ravens at the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals. I think Baltimore wins this. I think Baltimore's the hottest team in the NFL right now. Them and Kansas City. I could write them off right now. Baltimore and Kansas City, they both win those games respectively. Lamar and Pat Mahomes are playing lights out. So that right there, enough said on that. Next up, we got the Bengals at San Fran. Not gonna lie, San Fran, they look a little shaky, but the Bengals don't look too good either. I think the defensive line for the San Francisco 49ers is going to overrush the Bengals, so I'm going to give it to San Fran on this one. But I'm not going to be surprised if it's going to be one of those slow-scoring games, drug out, just straight defensive matchup. So if you got fantasy, I know they got Jamar Chase, they got T. Higgins, they got Joe Burrow. And on the other side, you got Brock Purdy, you got George Kittles, you got Ayuk. That's cool, but it's not going to be what you think it is. I think it's going to be one of those slow-paced games, field goals, like a 10-13 type game. It's It's not gonna be a fun game to watch. Bears at the Chargers. It's a night game. You know what I said in my last video, what I'm saying all week. I mean, all year long is that I think that the conspiracy is they want these night games to be close. Quite frankly, if we're being honest, I think it should be a blowout with the Chargers, and the Bears should just tank for Caleb Williams. To be honest with you, that's what they should do, and then trade Justin Fields to get more picks. That's just my opinion. That's what I think the Bears should do. But I am not a GM for the Bears. I'm not GM for Chicago. But give it to the Chargers. They should blow them out. They should win this game. If not, it'll be a close one because it's always like that on Sunday Night Football. And for Monday night, after the whooping that the Lions got, they are going to go and hand a whooping for the Raiders, to the Vegas Raiders on Monday night, right before Halloween. And that is when they're going to say they're going to release Jimmy G as a great gift because he has been a costume quarterback for the Raiders for too dang long. No, I'm messing with you. But yeah, definitely. The Lions should come out here and beat the Raiders. They should definitely take care of business. And with that being said, you all, this is going to be week 8 wrap-up predictions. I'll holler back at you if I did them all right. If I did them wrong, say it in the comments. Tell me if you agree, if you don't agree. Y'all have a good one, okay?